Sup, everyone. It is championship weekend here in the NFL. We got 2 games to pick. Welcome to the Flea Flicker. I am Timmy B, joined by my amazing co-host, JoeyD. How are you doing today, my friend? I mean, we've been saying this since like week 8, but we're here, man. There's not too much football to be played left, but we got 2 great games, 4 good teams ready to go to the Super Bowl. So how are you doing today?
Tim, I'm doing good. It's a great day, but a sad day with like you said, football coming to an end. We got these 2 games. I guess maybe we'll pick the Pro Bowl and then the Super Bowl, and that's off-season mode. So we're here. It went by fast. It was fun, and I don't know how any football weekend can top what we just experienced, Tim. So let's see what this weekend brings. I'm excited.
Well, it's going to be interesting, too, because both these teams played this year and have played within the month. The Bengals and the Chiefs played in week 17, and the 49ers and the Rams played in week 18. So a lot of freshness is on the mind of these teams. It's not like some of the earlier playoff matchups where it was like, yeah, well, they played in like week 3. It's like, nah, these teams played like a month ago. So let's just hop into that first game, Joe. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. AFC Championship game is first on the schedule this weekend. We got the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, Joe, the Cincinnati Bengals are in the AFC Championship game. They are on the road at the Kansas City Chiefs. At the time of our recording here on Wednesday night, the line is Chiefs -7, and the over-under is 54.5. Joe, you told me before we were recording, I know where you're going, but give me your thoughts and let the people know. Who's your pick?
Tim, let me show you what I'm picking. I'm going with the Bengals, baby. We got the cats. We got the felines. We're feeling good. Millie, say what's up to the viewers, the gentle listeners. Fab, what's good? Cats are dope. Not the butt. That's enough. Get out of here. Goodbye, Millie. You did great. Superstar. We're going with the Bengals. Me and Millie and Brooke are all in on Joe Burrow, baby. They got the win against the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. Just a phenomenal game by Joe Burrow. What he did against a very good Titans defense, very good Titans pass rush, still being able to find a way to win. Just phenomenal performance by him. They've definitely got their hands full this week with the Chiefs, but this Bengals defense is playing so much better than people give them credit for. There's no reason why they should be able to be where they are now. And they continue to make plays week in and week out. They continue to find ways to win. It's going to be tough, but like I said, they were just in Arrowhead Stadium and got the win.
It was in Cincinnati.
It was in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Millie, you lied to me. What the hell, you idiot? But anyway, besides whatever my cat has to say, we're still going with Joe Burrow. We're still feeling good. We'll have to see how the defense is able to slow down the Chiefs, and or if not, if this Bengals offense is able to just score at will against the Chiefs, like the Bills were able to, like the Bengals were able to when they played a couple weeks ago. This just feels like Joe Burrow and the Bengals season, Tim. I mean, also, I don't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again. I just don't. We've seen them in the Super Bowl so much recently. Like, I want that variety, Tim. So give me the Bengals. I'm speaking into existence. Joe Burrow's that boy. He's going to win. Just solidify and cement his Bengals team status at the top of the AFC North. Try to show the Ravens what, a true quality franchise turnaround really looks like, Tim. I hope you guys are all taking notes.
Yeah, I like your confidence because you were pretty confident in the Eagles a couple of weeks ago, Joe.
Hey, that's enough of that. That was the COVID brain, Tim. That was the COVID brain.
But yeah, this is an interesting matchup because the Bengals did win, yes, and we all thought the game was kind of over because Chiefs go up 14-0 in the first quarter, and we're like, all right, cool. Chiefs are just doing Chiefs things. Then 30 seconds later, 70-yard touchdown pass to Jamar Chase. It's still 28-17 Chiefs at the half. And then again, to start the third quarter, 70-yard pass to Jamar Chase for a touchdown. It's 28-24, not 28-17. And then that whole fiasco in those final 2 minutes where there was a penalty. They had like 4th and goal or like 4th and 1 from the 2. They got the 1 yard that they needed, the Bengals, to eventually kick that field goal. But I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. It's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes at home. We said that last week as we were picking the Bills. We even said that in our recap. Very hard to beat a team like this twice in one season, especially going on the road, one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL, if not the loudest. And once again, Chiefs have been here. Bengals have not. And I guess my one concern, which is also, it could be a blessing or a curse, but so far in the playoffs, we haven't really seen Joe Burrow be that great, especially in the final month of the season. Almost every game was 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, just throwing the ball like crazy, but didn't have the best of performances against the Raiders, didn't have the best of performances against the Titans, but hey, he still did what he needed to do and still did what he could do to put the Bengals in a position to win the game, and they did. So that's the scary part, is we really haven't seen that Joe Burrow, 30 for 39, 440 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Chiefs in the playoffs.
It's coming this week.
It could be coming, especially if Tyrann Mathieu is out. Currently still questionable. I expect him to play. I mean, it's Tyrann Mathieu and stuff. So as long as he passes everything, he should be in. But Joe, I just can't go against the Chiefs in this game. It would be a great story for the Bengals. It would be a lot of fun, but again, I got to go with the Chiefs in this one to return to the Super Bowl. I'm with you though. I don't want to see the Chiefs either, buddy. But you know what? If you only get one Super Bowl in 4 years and you're 1-2 or 1-3, I'll take that. I wouldn't mind the Chiefs making the Super Bowl if they lose the Super Bowl. So I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. Definitely going to be a fun game. Definitely the one everybody will be watching. And then they will play the winner of the NFC Championship game, because that's how it works, Joe. The night game this year's the NFC Championship game. We got a divisional matchup in the NFC West. Doesn't really surprise us. I mean, we said the NFC West is the best division. I believe you had all 4 teams, we both had 3 teams from that division at least making the playoffs. Maybe I had the Seahawks coming in at the number 7 seed. I don't remember. But either way, we expected a bunch of playoff teams from there. So the odds are in your favor that if you get 3 playoff teams, one of them will be making it to the NFC Championship game. This time, too, Dave, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams, home of the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl gets the NFC Championship game, and then they get the Super Bowl. So kudos to LA. Rams are a 3.5-point favorite currently, and the over-under is 46. This is a tough one, Joe. I mean, 49ers were 2-0 against the Rams this year, especially coming back in week 18 in a must-win, because the Saints also won, and Rams went up pretty big early, and then the 49ers called their way back. Deebo Samuel threw a touchdown, also ran for one to tie the game, and then they ended up winning in overtime to solidify their playoff spot. So you know what? If the Rams won that game, 49ers aren't in this game. And then I believe Shanahan is 6-0 against McVay in the last 6, and I think like 8-1 or something like that overall. So Kyle Shanahan definitely has McVay's number. We got Jimmy Garoppolo versus Matt Stafford. So one of those 2 quarterbacks will be in the Super Bowl. Deebo Samuel, Cooper Kupp. This is going to be a lot of fun. Aaron Donald, Bosa. This is going to be a lot of fun game. Both teams are pretty equal. But Joe, thoughts and who's your pick?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Shanahan 6-0 against McVay. 49ers are 2-0 against them this season. They're not a good matchup for the Rams. They struggle with them. I mean, the first time they played, they blew them out. I think it was like 37-10. And the second game, they came back from a 17-0 deficit and, were able to get the win to get them into the playoffs. So, this is not good for the Rams. This team has their number. I don't see any reason why that's going to change this week. In the past, the Rams have been cowards. McVay has been a coward in big moments when, he's got to make a big call. And, I could see that happening, especially since they're already being cowards and trying to block out any fans from coming to this game if they are not like Los Angeles residents. I don't know if you saw that, Tim.
I did. Yes.
Because when they played in week 18, bunch of San Fran fans showed up and just were making it like a home game for San Francisco. So cowardly moves by the Rams to just try to avoid that. I think I don't think that should be allowed, but whatever. I think the 49ers are going to get the win. I think they're already in their head. Deebo, big game. I'm rooting for him. That's what I want. I want the Niners versus the Bengals, and Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl. That's kind of my prediction way it's going to go at this point, Tim. And also, like, I just don't want the Rams in there either. I don't like the Rams. I think Sean McVay is extremely overrated. He got head coach of the year when the Eagles won the Super Bowl and Doug Peterson beat him head to head and did what he did with Nick Foles.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was extremely disrespectful. And if he manages to actually win a Super Bowl, then he's just going to be talked about as this boy wonder for the rest of our lives. And I don't want to deal with that. I think he's too hyped. I think Shanahan's legit. And, this 49ers team is, they've found ways to win and, to win against good teams. So, and this team, they've played them twice. They have their number, Tim. Give me the Niners, baby. Go Debo. Screw the Rams.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the ticket thing because that's been like one of the big stories, but this has been going on for like the last 5 years and throughout different sports. And, as somebody who worked in sports ticket sales, it's pretty easy to just, zone out zip codes and stuff to restrict purchases. But it's just because it's LA and everybody's like, well, it's always a home game for the other team. So that's why it's this has been happening the last handful of years, and not only in the NFL, but in some other sports as well. But I'm glad that it's kind of coming to light now because I agree with you. It is kind of effed up. But it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. We saw that last year. Saints 2-0 against the Bucks. Bucks at the Saints in the Superdome in the playoffs. Buccaneers win. 2014, Steelers 2-0 against the Ravens. Ravens going to Heinz Field, win the game. It's very tough to beat a team 3 times in one season. It's doable. Don't get me wrong. It's doable. But I'm going with the Rams in this one. I think the key is going to be that defense. And look, no offensive touchdowns last week for the 49ers. Rams defense is a little bit better than the Packers defense, just a little bit better. And I think it's going to come down to turnovers. I think the Rams just kind of have that swag to them of being able to force some turnovers. They got to Brady last week. They're going to be able to get to Jimmy G this week. I do think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a close one, but at the end of the day, it didn't work for us last week a couple of times when we said Aaron Rodgers over Jimmy G and Tom Brady over Matt Stafford, but we got Matt Stafford and Jimmy G.
That's my concern.
Yeah, and honestly, like it's probably just going to come down to who can contain Deebo Samuel or Cooper Kupp more. Because when they played on Monday Night Football in San Fran, back in like October, November, Cooper Kupp still had like 12 catches for 130 yards. So it's all going to come down to that. It's going to come down to turnovers. But at the end of the day, I just like the Rams a little bit more. Plus, Joe, you got the 49ers and Bengals, a rematch of the Bengals only Super Bowl way back in the day. I'm going with the Chiefs and Rams, that amazing 54-51 Monday Night Football game a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
If that happens in the Super Bowl, it'll be entertaining. So I'm going with the Rams. Cool. Back-to-back seasons, we will be having the Super Bowl one of the teams in the Super Bowl playing in their home stadium. So it'll be a lot of fun. Either way, I wouldn't be upset if the 49ers won. I mean, my guy Deebo Samuel, 49ers versus the Chiefs potentially as a rematch as well in the Super Bowl. That would be a lot of some good storylines and stuff. And people forget that more or less this 49ers team was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And now Deebo has gotten a little bit better, maybe a lot better, some would say. So definitely some changes, but I'm going with the Rams to win this one. I'm going with Matt Stafford. And if Matt Stafford wins the Super Bowl the first year away from the Lions, the NFL has to step in and like have them sell the team or whatever. Cause like, sheesh, can't believe we saw, and he should like I said last week, I mean, the Lions to playoffs like 2 or 3 times. That in itself is a Hall of Fame, a worthy piece of the resume. So I'm going with the Rams, Joe. So we're going opposite on both games.
Let's go. Joe Burrow is the only thing standing between Jackson Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes, just making our life miserable. So
don't even get started.
As fans of football, we all need to be rooting for Joe Burrow, Tim.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I'm going with the Chiefs and the Rams. You're going with the Bengals and 49ers.
So what I'm hearing is that you're a Jackson Mahomes supporter then.
I do not support Jackson Mahomes. I do not support Brittany Mahomes. I support Andy Reid, as you should, being an Eagles fan, Joe. I support Andy Reid.
All right. He doesn't need to make it so clear he's got more success in Kansas City. I mean, my God, like now it's just a little obnoxious, bro.
And I support, my division rival losing. So, it was fun the first 2 weeks, but now it's time to settle down and not win the Super Bowl because, no. But hey, you know what? Great season for the Bengals. It's going to be a lot of fun to be competing with them in the future. And we'll talk about that a lot of times in the offseason. But you ready to pick the Pro Bowl next week?
Hey, Javon Hargrave just got added to the NFC roster, baby. That's a game changer. He should have been in there over Kenny Clark anyway.
I always enjoy the ads that they're doing. They're like, good, the 88 best players. And it's like, well, it's the 88 best players that aren't in the Super Bowl that don't opt out.
Exactly.
So it is funny, but yeah, we're going to recap these two games in the middle of the week. And then depending on, our weekends and stuff, we'll probably do some sort of off-season move. I mean, a couple of coaches have been moving around, more rumors of GMs and the Bears found their GM. Vikings, Ravens are interested in on a defensive coordinator, Sean Payton. So we'll talk about that as well, but we just want to get these picks in today. But Joe, conference championships, man, any final words?
I'm sure that you're hoping that the Bengals have a similar trajectory to the Jaguars from 2017. The Jaguars and Blake Bortles led them to the AFC Championship against the Patriots.
They should have won that game.
Should have won that game. Instead, the Patriots won and ultimately went on to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles of all teams. That's cool, no big deal. But then as we know, the Jaguars have fallen off a cliff since then. So
it is funny to see because I think last week was the anniversary. Somebody tweeted out like the picture from the NFL of like the quarterbacks like looking at the Super Bowl and stuff, and it was Keenum. It was Keenum, Foles, Tom Brady, and Blake Bortles.
Right. Yeah. There's no reason why Tom Brady shouldn't have won that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Except for a guy named Nick Foles, baby.
BDN, baby. BDN. But on that note,
foot long poles.
That's Joey D over there. Those are going to be your final words of this episode. And I'm Timmy B, folks. We'll see you in the middle of next week, and we'll find out who's in the Super Bowl. All right, guys. Peace out.